We're going to be doing live technical analysis on XRP, the people's favorite at the moment. Let me hand it over to Crypto Bobby.
All right. So we have XRP paired with the US dollar. Weekly time frame data is coming in from Bitfinex. So you could see last time over here stuttering. Last time we did technical analysis on XRP, we plotted the trend line, which also lines up with our swing low of our current Fibonacci from April 14th, 2025. Second touch point is here, which is June 16th, 2025. And we just extended that out to the right. And as you can see, that's a super aggressive trend line to the upside. And obviously, it's a little impossible to continue that, to expect that trajectory, even with XRP. But anything's definitely possible. You could see here, we made that movement. We came up to make our one movement with XRP at, what was that at? $3.66, Jesus Christ, before coming back down to our 618 level, coming back up to the 786 level, again, testing the 618 as support before melting through it. We were caught on the trend line. We stayed on it for quite some time before we broke below it, and we came down to our 236. But now with XRP, we're losing our 236. We've lost it. And now if and when we start to curl up to the upside, that 236 will act as a little bit of resistance. Our trend line overhead will act as resistance. The 618 will act as resistance, so on and so forth. And you remember when that wick occurred, that crazy flash crash to the downside took us XRP below $1 for just a moment. So XRP, a little hard to do technical analysis on just because of how volatile it is on the way up and on the way down. We're not really making any formations currently. We're just looking to start coming back up to the upside. So we could literally just jump right into our measuring tool from current price, roughly current price to the 236, where we will catch a little bit of resistance, is about 10% movement to the upside. We have our trend line lining up with our 618 fib level, which would be about 49% movement to the upside. So XRP needs to come up about 49%, make a 49% movement to the upside before we could expect any big momentum to come into the market to catapult us up to the $4 range, $5 range and beyond. But it's XRP. Anything is definitely possible with XRP. Let's do our measure movement to the downside. Down to our one movement, which would sweep our low, which is about 15% movement to the downside. To the top of our red box of support down here is about, whoops, I lost it. Let me just readjust, get the measuring tool back out from current price. Down to the top of our red box of resistance is about 50% movement to the downside. So you could see there, we had a 50% movement to the upside to get the bulls back fired up, get us moving and starting to break some all-time highs, get some excitement back around XRP. But we also have a 50% movement to the downside that would probably take a lot of people out of XRP, probably would cut their losses at that point. But all eyes are on Bitcoin. The remainder of the eyes are on Ethereum. So really whatever those two tokens do will guide us and will definitely guide XRP. But I could say that it could be Bitcoin and XRP that guide the remainder of the market, because if XRP starts ripping, I'm sure a lot of the high cap altcoins will also rip to the upside. So that's it for XRP. As it's been for the past year and a half, it's been difficult to do analysis on XRP because look at the movement that we get. We get huge volatile movement to the upside. We get a little bit of chop continuing to go to the upside, come back down to the downside, some chop, pump back up before a little choppiness, but now we're trending to the downside and we've started to move in the downward trajectory for now. But again, it's our XRP, it's crypto. Anything is possible. We could come back and see a 300% movement to the upside within a month's time frame for XRP.
So XRP has been going crazy. There's no doubt about that. Slowed down a little bit, but it's still up pretty good right now. So like Crypto Poppy said, XRP could be the next one, the next top mover right after Bitcoin now, because it's just how crazy it went this cycle. So
Right.
hopefully they all follow, not just XRP, right?
True.
Just like any other coin, it has its fans, and they're die hard when it comes to XRP, because I still hear about it, even though it hasn't been pumping. People still keep talking about it. They're loyal to that coin. So I do expect it to go back up to, what was it, about $3, right?
Yeah, $3.66.
Yep, so almost $4. So I do expect it to go back to 4 and maybe hit the 5s, and then at the most, I think $10. I think that's the last figure we talked about.
Right.
But anyways, that was that for XRP.